What is going on? Coming out of the clouds on your happy sunny Friday. I am ZMOT. We are going to get into some warships goodness. Now, as you can see here, as we get the clouds going one more time, I am languishing at tier 14. Winning, losing, just moving the ball along, which is totally an acceptable strategy in warships. Just get those chests, don't lose out, and then you can push later or maybe not. Anyways, as you can see, 178 tokens and 2.968500 bajillion upgrade tokens. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend some stuff. Here is my tech tree. It is barren. It is deciduous in the winter for just to keep that tree thing going. But I've spent fairly well. We've got four tokens, or 4 ticks, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Don't have the choice node. Don't have mines. Don't have defensive building health. So gonna have to buy, maybe come back and get some stuff. But we've got mortars. We've got GBE. Don't have flamethrowers, which is that's gonna be concerning, I think. Again, don't have a lot of stuff. That's why we have so many tokens. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlock that 4th engine room. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up all of our stuff and just put it away. And we're going to build a base. I'm going to try and do this in a time-lapse fashion. Just what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pause things, and then we'll come back and see how that goes. It might work, it might not, but we're just going to get our basic engine room placement going. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, I am copying a beautiful, beautiful base by someone in our task force, and that is Orion. Now, Orion does not get the love he deserves. He tends to be in legendary or high diamond, but the number of battles fought by him is very, very low. So there are some absolute beast players out there, the cactuses of the world, but for me, Orion is where it's at simply because his win to games played ratio is often very, very high. So, and also he's in my task force, so far more available for me to chat with. He is my go-to person. So I'm going to copy his base. This is not my base. Obviously, things are going to be missing, and then we'll pause and come back and go back into the tech tree. So I'll be back. Time will not pass. There's not going to be the speed serum screen. It's just going to be instant. Things are just going to pop onto your screen, and then we'll quickly talk about them and go from there. And just like that, we've got some sniper towers. Now, I assume these sniper towers are in place to stop rocket choppers coming over the gap at the back there. And this front sniper towers, always sniper towers towards the front, and that allows your sniper towers to pick off troops because this whole ramp thing is new to warships. If you've never been aware of it, the ramp in warships is very, very steep, and that's why sniper towers can outrange things that are down below them. Same thing with cannons and flamethrowers and stuff like that. Anyways, moving right along, getting some more defenses laid out. If you've never copied a base, do take note of the lines right there on the shore on the warship. Can be incredibly useful. It is tough to copy a base though, so there's a lot of time going on in the background and a lot of me screwing up going on. So carrying right along forwards. Back in a sec. Mortars are now looking mighty sharp. And this is when we start to run into some problems. Because of that choice node, I don't have enough machine guns, so I'm missing some machine guns in this center area, so that is going to be a difficult problem to figure out. Obviously, you can't copy someone's base if you don't have all the stuff they have. So I don't have flamethrowers, so I'm just going to keep building it out, and then we'll use that as our base, and then do some buying in the tech tree. One more thing to note as we get our cannons popping into the screen there. Hopefully this works, by the way. If not, sorry. So other thing to note is that I noticed a mistake back in here. I had my machine gun up here. As soon as you place your next defense, I find that it helps you see if the other ones that you're trying to copy are actually in the right location. So there was a gap between, I had it like this, and then in Orion's base there's a gap, so instantly move it back. So you don't have to be perfect when you're putting down the initial stuff, but the closer you can be when copying at the beginning, it's going to save you time later on in your edit. I really should have made some sort of template so that this unpaused in the right spot every time, but boom, cannons are there now, and next we're going to go into boom mines, and then boom shakalaka perhaps? And wouldn't you know it, I just went to find the location of Orion's boom mines, and he has made some slight tweaks to his base. And that is something to note, obviously, as well, is that you should be smart when making your base because every single person you're going to copy is likely tweaking their base bit by bit. So I'm going to quickly implement the changes that Orion has done because I don't want his 2 days ago's base. I want whatever extra knowledge. And that's the thing about warships. The fact you can copy people's bases is so incredibly useful. Obviously, it takes some effort, but I'm going to quickly make some more changes. Sorry, this is ridiculous. Okay, so after all of that, this is what my base looks like, and as you can see there's a whole bunch of gaps, and the fact that we don't have mines and we don't have flamethrowers just opens us up to a whole bunch of possibilities. So at this point, we're going to spend, and I'm a bit torn. Obviously, I want to go up and get rocket choppers. I'd also like to get critters, but definitely need to do some spending to shore up some defenses. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to skip riflemen at this point. I'm going to go in the back door and go you know what? Let's just do it. Riflemen, I don't believe I have any use for riflemen, so I'm going to spend a couple extra things and go up this way. We're going to go for 2 machine guns because obviously our machine guns need to be maxed out. I think our machine guns already are maxed, so we're going to go with the 2 machine guns. We're going to get the mines. We're going to pick up that defensive building health. Going to max both of those things. Still have 53 tokens, so that spent a lot of our available stuff, but I think there's a lot of benefits there. So let's quickly jump back into here and do some more spending. You know what? Let's just bring our machine guns out live because there's no point doing a time lapse for that. Machine gun number 1 goes into here. Machine gun number 2 needs to come back into, where are you going? Back into hereabouts, touching on the front of that sniper tower, lining up right there, and boom, machine guns are in. Now, I will not bore you with me putting down mines. Hopefully this works. I'm just trying to keep this as short as possible, but we're going to pop out some mines and see how this can go. We're already at 7 minutes, though, even with the time lapsing, so my apologies. One thing I never do in warships, I don't know why this is, but I never ever put my statue out, or my trophy out, I should say. So, but we're gonna do it today simply because Orion is hiding some mines with his. So I don't know why I don't put mine out, but I just feel like I don't know, to be completely honest. So we're gonna hide our 2 mines in behind our wonderful legendary trophy, and that is going to be useful. I feel like for some reason I like hiding that, leaving my trophy in behind. Let me know if you put your trophy out or not. Very curious to hear what you guys have to say about that. Anyways, gonna go back to hiding mines. I just couldn't. I've got 2 more mines I need to figure out where the heck they go, and I couldn't find those ones until I zoomed in and saw them hidden behind the trophy. So keeping on plugging through. Finally found them. This is why I do time lapses, because trying to find all of someone's mines is incredibly difficult. Boom, all of the mines have been placed. Now it's a matter of figuring out what the heck I want to spend on. Now, I don't have flamethrowers, which is definitely going to put me at a disadvantage, but getting to flamethrowers is going to cost us 22 plus 24, so that's going to use all of our remaining keys. So got to figure out what the heck to do. Do I go to critters first or do I go to rocket choppers first? And the easiest answer is just we're going to attack and see how things go. Obviously, I'm also missing building damage as well, so just got to figure out what that balance is going to be. I can also spend some tokens. So let's upgrade our... let's just quickly... I need to think about what the heck I want to max here. Let's quickly do a count. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sniper towers, 4 boom cannons, a whole bunch. You know what? We're going to go back in. We're going to max our cannons first because we've got lots of them. Also going to come back in and max our boom cannons, just trying to get rid of heavies. The basic principle here is if you can get rid of their heavies, the mines will finish off the zookas. Again, our warships chat on the Triangle 9 server has all of these details and more. Do consider coming and joining our squad. Gonna go with that though. Don't want to spend much more than that, and let's just get into it. See if we can even take these bases down with our troops or not. Gonna be very curious to see what the heck we can do. I'm gonna start with Iron Will just because I don't really want to absolutely fail. Gonna hopefully keep our troops alive. My first attack at 4 engine rooms, and we're at the 10-minute mark. So thank you for sticking around, those of you who have stuck around. I know this stuff can be super dry, but I know a lot of you also really, really do love base design, and I am not one who typically does base design videos, so just trying to find a happy medium between doing a base build and just not drawing out for hours and hours and hours. So hopefully that was a good compromise. Do let me know if that was something that you'd like to see again in the future, or if you have suggestions or improvements of how we can make it ever so slightly better. Gonna get some shocks out on those mortars. Oh, look at that. Iron Will. That was a max level mortar hitting our zookas right in the face, and our zookas just walked right through it like it was absolutely nothing. So fantastic. And now my concern is we're going to get awfully close to those mines on that right hand side. Don't want our zookas to walk in there. But rather than flaring away, we're just going to rely on Iron Will to get us through it all. And so far, so good. I don't know necessarily if we're going to be incredibly fast at this point, but I'm not trying to be fast. I'm just trying to complete, and hope that our base can stand up for us and do some good things. So now the problem is this person's mortars are very, very well placed, and we can't get both of them down at the same time. So we're going to be pummeled from both sides, getting into a little bit of problems here. Definitely seeing some troops lost here, so some good mortar placement by them. But hopefully Iron Will is going to be the secret sauce here. Iron Will, as you saw in my previous video, maybe not, is the key at the moment. So we're going to move. Actually, you know what? We're not going to move. I have a shock. Perfect. So look at that. Opponent has retreated. We are going to complete their base. Orion, I owe you a beer. If you're ever out west in BC and the pandemic has passed, do come by. I will buy you a beer, because look at that. 2 engine rooms left up to 0. So all of that time we spent designing our base has gone well without flamethrowers. Just imagine, like, look at this. Orion's base, I'm fairly certain he has building damage and he has flamethrowers. So if you're looking for a base that's going to do some good stuff for you, you can copy mine. And obviously I've shown you where he's hidden his mines, so hopefully that helps you out. Let's watch the replay, see what's going on here. Now, this account does not have a ton of keys, has not gotten extra boxes, and I've actually lost at least 1 box, so doing fairly all right. Boom cannons and cannons, getting rid of the heavies. Look at this. Look how few heavies he has left. And now, as you saw in my video yesterday, doubling up those mines is so important, and Orion obviously did that as well. I came up with that on my own, but obviously so did Orion. Look how much is left. We've got, so they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mines they have to get through, and a mortar and machine guns. So Orion's base for the win. FTW. My son was watching me play Warships yesterday, and I promised him, he basically said something and then I absolutely forgot what he had said. He said something like, ZMOT up in your face, you got wrecked, son, or something like that. And I completely and utterly forgot what he said, but he fell off the chair laughing at himself. So I figured I would try to mix that in there, mixing in the thoughts of an 11-year-old. Always a good time. Yes, for those of you who are unawares, I do have the children's. I am a dirty, filthy breeder, as some people refer to them to. Not me. That is not my words. I do not have medkits. So as you can see here, we are running into some difficulties with our zookas. Getting the Iron Will out to walk through all of those mines, though. Iron Will is the secret sauce for this season of Warships. Does so many good things. I just realized that I've got both my headphones on. I am one of those people who wears their headphones with one ear off because I hate yelling and shouting and sounding foolish. So in this video, for some reason, my headphones have been on, but I have now popped the ear off for those of you who are curious about the tiniest of weird, strange details. Look at this, just cruising through this base. Typically, I would flare the engine room at this point. Actually, you know what? We are going to flare that engine room because we are running behind. We thought we had a big gap, but suddenly it's a bit of a rush. And got to see how my base is going to stand up to decide if I'm going to be rushing engine rooms or if I'm going to be just trying to complete. At this point, we're doing fairly well. This person coming in with heavy rifle. I obviously, as you're aware, have skipped rifles. I'll be also skipped the med kits. On my other account, I went through rifles, so this could be actually a benefit of this tech tree is coming in the back door and skipping rifles. We'll find out at some point. 237, 242, crushing it at the 14th tier. Obviously, this is lower than my other account, but not spending can keep you back, and then you spend and you just get this flourish of goodness. So again, we are going to just spread our heavies out nice and wide, keep our zookas dead in the center, and then hope that we get the goodness of Iron Will. Whether or not Iron Will is the answer going forward, I kind of don't think it's going to be, but as soon as we get into this miney area, boom, Iron Will just cruising through the mines without a lot of difficulty. Also, getting all of our goodness up in their drill. What the heck that means, I don't know. You get the basic principle. Iron Will, Iron Will, Iron Will. Now, I did get some extra GBE on this account, which is obviously paying off a little bit. On my other account, I don't have the GBE node at all, so there's so many different ways to play this game. There's so many balances, and really, really liking the two different tech trees I had. All along, this one frustrated the heck out of me simply because I didn't have the keys or tokens or upgrades to do the stuff I wanted to do. But now that we have spent our hoard of tokens, feeling pretty good about this account. I think we should be able to rise into gold fairly quickly. Not going to do this on this stream, but at this point, as soon as that mortar goes down, we're going to flare onto that last engine room. No med kits is going to put us in a bit of a pickle, but still, look at that, cruising on through. Now we can go spy on our opponent, Captain Crunch. I believe I've seen Captain Crunch's name quite a bit along the times I've been battling on the warships, so don't know if they're from Canada or just tend to be at the similar ranks to me, but those mines coming in and popping a bunch of their zookas. I think it's going to be close. I think we're actually going to lose. Captain Crunch looking mighty tasty. I think that's a cereal from my childhood. Anyways, I never got to eat them. My parents always... Look at that! Flaring the engine room paid off. So Orion, 3-4-3. So you'll notice down here, win, loss, coming up to the 4 engine room level. Obviously, those losses were because we were under teched, because we were holding back our keys and tokens. Now, I need your advice. Do let me know, would you go for the building damage? People have been able to complete my base, or would you go up and get flamethrowers, or would you get critters, because critters can help us clear mines? Lots and lots of choices here. Not entirely sure. So if you've watched this far, if you managed to get through the drudgery of the base build, you can give me some advice. We're going to do one more battle, put that win streak at risk. I can't even imagine going against Orion's base. I mean, he does not have... He has flamethrowers and extra building damage, and so, again, you'll notice that I dropped the Zookas first. Drop your Zookas first whenever you possibly can. Sure, you're going to lose a couple of them to the sniper towers, but keeping your heavies alive is so critical. And so now, you'll notice our Zookas are getting in tight to those, what are those things called? Cannons. And now we just need to keep those machine guns shocked. We're going to back up, move back over into here, trying to avoid some of those mines. And then as soon as we get that flare should expire fairly soon. And now we're going to get that Iron Will, come back in and get rid of all of this person's stuff. So I know that Iron Will can protect us against mines, but the idea of hitting mines just for fun doesn't really appeal to me, so just trying to avoid. Now, one other thing to note, this person has the damage amplifier. Damage amplifier was the general consensus on Triangle 9. The damage amplifier is where you want to go. If you're going to have to choose any of the prototypes, the damage amplifier is where it's all about. Honestly, I don't even know where in the tech tree that is, though, so I have to look forward. I just happened to check the chatter. I don't have a ton of time for warships. I don't have a ton of time for Boom Beach at the moment in general, but just having that Discord channel to check in on is incredibly useful. So to all of the Triangle 9 members who are in the Discord, Thank you so much for all your chatter in there. I do occasionally check in on the. Oh, I think we just lost. I knew the win streak was going to be in jeopardy. Knew I should have flared that final engine room, but was too busy. And obviously, I think I need to move my banner because the fact that we can't see our opponents, how many engine rooms I have left and stuff, not awesome. So term. Let's see what term of 30 had to say about our base. Watch how they cruised on through it. So they dropped their heavies first. I think that was a mistake on their part, but again, whatever. Look at that. Critters. Bring in the critters in. Bring in the critters in for that back engine room. That's the first time we have seen critters. Definitely need to up our game there. So I think that's where that defensive... Look at that. We almost got all of their troops. Had I have had flamethrowers or extra building damage, would have taken them out. So my first thought is right here. Actually, you know what? I will wait to hear what you guys say, but that is where my gut says to go because it's gonna, rather than adding like 4 flamethrowers, we're gonna get extra damage to every single one of our buildings. So that is where my vote is. Let me know in the comments if it's A, defensive building damage, B, up to flamethrowers, or C, critters, or like I don't have enough keys for all of the above. But do let me know what you think, and we shall go from there. Otherwise, thank you for coming in. Let me know what you thought about the base build time lapse or pausing in between, how that went. Also, what you think about Orion's base, if you'd make any changes, and what you think I should spend my keys and tokens on. Anyways, as always, thank you for coming in. Have a fantastic weekend. I shall talk to you soon. Do keep booming those beaches. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Throw my name in your creator boost because it's probably expired like mine. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.